That's right, baby. It's time for movie trailer trash. Enjoy.
Sawati, hello. This is movie trailer trash, and that was my Thai greeting for you, Sawati.
Also kind of a cheerleader greeting.
Because
This is movie trailer trash.
I'm Bethany,
And I'm Charles.
and that's Charlie, and we are both getting ready to go on a trip. We're traveling soon.
Yeah.
And guess where I'm traveling to? Thailand.
Oh, I was going to guess, and you didn't let me.
Well, you already know, and I think people probably figured it out when I said Thai. I don't know. And Charlie will be also traveling to the foreign land of Chicago,
Oh.
Illinois.
Illinois?
So there you have it.
There you go.
Point is, this will be the last trailer trash for a couple of weeks.
Let's go with movie trailer trash.
Sorry. I don't know. That's weird. I just shortened it. This will be the last movie trailer trash for a couple of weeks, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Sit back, relax. We're going to talk about Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
And thanks for listening. If you're new.
That's all, folks.
No. We're going to do more.
Don't hang up.
But if you're new, welcome.
All right, so we watched the trailer for Ant-Man and the Wasp. Everyone knows it's coming out at some point in July 6th of this year.
Yes, and my birthday is July 9th.
It has 6.5 million views, so
I know what I'm going to do for my birthday.
Have seen it. The
High five.
the order of Marvel movies now that we have is Black Panther, Black Panther, Avengers, this.
Yes, that's the order of the next few that are coming out.
Yes. And just a quick side note about just the trailers in general for those three things.
Okay.
I feel like they should have waited to release both of these trailers until after Black Panther came out.
Infinity Wars also?
It's stealing so much thunder.
Well, how did Infinity Wars steal thunder from Black Panther? We knew T'Challa would be in it.
Well, yeah, but first of all, you know that all of this stuff gets itself resolved in Wakanda.
You know that anyway. I mean, why would they just have one Black Panther movie and it all ends and it's like, and everybody's dead?
Well, you never know.
That's silly.
It's not that everybody's dead, but maybe some sort of important main character dies or shows up and is imprisoned somewhere or something. Maybe something
Look,
I will say
this. I think that they shouldn't have shown the Ant-Man trailer yet, but since they have, we're talking about it, obviously. But yeah, I think we knew they were going to do another Ant-Man movie regardless, though. So those people who follow Marvel news already knew that.
It's fine to have it on the docket and on the schedule and everything.
Yeah.
But putting out the trailer, like the Avengers Infinity War trailer in itself is such a big deal, like we talked about before, that it kind of takes away from this movie, solo movie that's coming out.
I do think it stole some of the thunder that Black Panther already had because people were so stoked about that second Black Panther trailer. It was awesome. And that's all they were talking about. And then Infinity Wars trailer came out and it was like, okay, that's the new talk. And people, for a little bit there, I was like, everyone's like, oh, that's going to be the best Marvel movie ever. And I was like, wait, guys, wait. We haven't even seen Black Panther yet. And I think that will probably be up there. So hold your horses. Let's wait and see.
Hold your Panthers.
But speaking of Black Panther.
What about him?
Since we're on it, the premiere of Black Panther happened. The purple carpet premiere.
Purple carpet.
It was purple instead of red. So.
Oh, okay.
And I showed you all the cool outfits all of the different people on the purple carpet were wearing.
Mm-hmm.
Super awesome. And therefore, a whole bunch of critics and other people, famous people, have seen it now. And there's been some hubbub.
The score of it.
I haven't checked the score, but on Twitter, it seems like people are excited. And that's an understatement.
Well, yeah, I'm excited.
People are saying it's a big deal.
That's what I'm saying, though, is whenever all of this stuff is happening, then something else happens in Marvel that steals its thunder.
It's just kind of hard.
Because obviously a trailer for a new movie is going to steal more thunder, or is going to get more attention than just a red carpet premiere opening, whatever.
Well, anyway, the thing that I think is hard right now is that it used to be like once a year you get a Marvel movie. But then once they started gaining momentum, I couldn't think of the word. Thank you. Once they started gaining momentum, they started just being like, okay, we're going to release 3 this year. It's like, whoa, slow down.
Well, and that's just the first half of this year. I don't even know if they have any plan for after.
So I'm just saying they've been coming really fast. I mean, think about sorry. Think about what we had last year. We had Doctor Strange. That was last year, right?
Don't know. Don't remember.
We had Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I know that was last year. We had Thor Ragnarok.
Down at Ragnarok.
You know what? Doctor Strange was the year before, but it was like December. So it was real close. So we've had all these back to back to back. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy.
Well, let's talk about this trailer. Now that we've
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Spent a lot of time on that. First of all, this trailer has some crazy music. And it doesn't really tell you much of anything besides there's a bunch of crazy stuff going on, and the Wasp is full on part of the duo now.
Yeah. Basically, all you know now is, and I mean, you know it in the title anyway, but the Wasp is part of the team now. She's a full on superhero. She has wings.
Right. And I mean, the whole thing is that she's far better prepared for this thing than he was.
Well, yeah, and I'm trying to remember because it has been a while since I've seen Ant-Man, but wasn't she trained in some sort of fighting? Because I know she wanted to do it, like she wanted to be more involved before. She was irritated that her dad chose this guy.
Right.
But I don't know, did she have training?
Yeah, she went through a bunch of training.
Just because he probably taught her self-defense.
And I mean, I think it was just like combat stuff, but she's also really smart and everything. I think she can control the ants. Maybe.
Yeah, and the only thing that he had going for him is that he could break into things.
He could break in.
He's a thief.
He's a genius.
A really, really good thief. Yeah, he's a genius, kind of.
Which is
But in some ways, and an idiot in other ways. And that's kind of the wonderfulness of Paul Rudd.
Well, speaking of Paul Rudd.
He can pull that off.
There were 6 writers who were credited for this movie.
Yeah.
The first 2, who I think are the main 2, are Chris McKenna and Eric Summers. Or Sommers. Probably Summers. And they wrote Spider-Man Homecoming, Jumanji, and a bunch of Community episodes. And I think that I know that they're going to write the next Spider-Man movie as well.
Jumanji. Haven't seen that yet, but I'm excited about it.
And then there were a couple of other guys who this is their first movie. Mm-hmm. But they're slated for a whole 4 or 5 in the future. And then Paul Rudd has a writing credit. He also did on Ant-Man. Cool. And he also did on Role Models, which leads me to believe that
improv.
Yeah, that he improv lines.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. I know.
Yeah,
I did.
Sure you did. That he probably improv stuff and
enough
was
of it
given,
that they felt they should give him a writer's credit.
Right. But
awesome.
He is credited as the creator of Party Down, which is have you seen that show? Do you know what it is?
You showed it to me once.
Yeah, it's a very, very funny show that has Adam Scott in it, and it's
funny. I've seen one episode, but it was funny.
And he's credited as the creator of it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, Paul Rudd's awesome.
Well, what was that like?
Well, we get to claim him, Kansas City. But unfortunately, Missouri doesn't get to claim him.
He's from Overland Park.
He's from Overland Park, Kansas. I'm out that way every day for work.
Okay. With the revealing of personal information.
I'm sorry. Well, it was very vague. I'm not actually. Look, Paul Rudd's awesome. I claim him.
You claim him, personally.
Yep. And John Hamm and Eric Stonestreeter. I claim all of them.
None of them are.
All of them.
They're
Missouri.
all from Kansas.
No, John Hamm's from St. Louis. Boom, in your face.
Oh, John Hamm? You claim St. Louis?
I claim Missouri.
The whole state.
The heart of America.
Okay.
All right, sorry. We digress.
Also, the director of this movie, a man named Peyton Reed, who directed the first Ant-Man. Also directed Yes Man, loves these man movies. And also directed Bring It On. The original Bring It On. Not Bring It On All or Nothing.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with all of that.
All right, so he's mostly a comedic director, which is fine. The first one was good, although who knows how much of that was Edgar Wright?
I mean, we do know. It's pretty clear, right?
What?
I mean, it's so clear to us.
Oh, well, yeah, we could tell which parts he...
Yeah.
set
He
up.
did the part about the wine. The story with the wine and the art gala, obviously.
Yeah, and there are a lot of parts that you could tell was him, but maybe there were other parts that weren't so stereotypical him that were also.
Do you know why
he
backed out? I can't remember.
They were trying to get him to do stuff that he didn't want to do.
He probably was just too out there with it, and they're like, it still needs to feel like a Marvel movie.
He's a low budget guy.
Yeah, he's awesome though. Okay,
I really feel like it was too much CGI for him.
Probably.
And not like he couldn't handle it, but like he didn't really.
He wanted to simplify it, maybe.
Know what to do with it.
Well, look, I just want to say about those two writers who did Spider-Man: Homecoming. And they also worked on the last Ant-Man, you said? No.
Jumanji.
Okay.
And Community.
So I am a little concerned because I felt that the Spider-Man Homecoming movie fell a little flat. Were they the only writers on that? Do you know?
They were the main two.
Yeah. So here's the thing. It wasn't bad. I laughed all the way through. It definitely was funny. But afterwards, when I'm done seeing a cool movie and people are like, well, what happened? I'll start talking about it. I'll be like, well, here's the thing. Captain America, he didn't want to sign the thing. And then, Iron Man did want to sign the thing. And I get real excited, right?
Way to go with the most boring portion of this entire movie universe.
The point is that I would start.
This guy didn't want to sign these papers. This guy did want to sign papers. Superheroes.
No. The point is that I like to talk about movies and I tell like all these details throughout. And this one I'm just like, Spider-Man wanted to be a hero. So he went out and he did it.
Well, there was a lot of
tried to go to a dance and couldn't.
There's a lot of really good parts in Spider-Man. There's a lot of really good action there's really good comedy, like you said before. But
the story sucks.
Problem is that the story is all about him wanting to be an Avenger, and
it's not
doesn't
about
get
Spider-Man.
to be an Avenger, and then he does get to be an Avenger.
And it's just a story about him waiting.
And
half the time he's literally just waiting.
And that's why it's not as good of a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Is because it's not about Spider-Man.
It's forgettable.
Robert Downey Jr., mostly.
It's forgettable. I could tell you a couple of parts that made me laugh, and I'm sure if I watched it again, I'd laugh again because it had humor, but you got to have a story, like a coherent, beginning, middle, and end, and some cool, interesting drama. It
had a beginning, middle, and end.
Barely.
And drama.
Like I said, most of it was just him waiting.
It was just not... No, it was just that one scene.
No.
Where he's stuck in the thing.
No, I'm not talking about that. Also, when he's like eating the churro. Here's the thing. Seriously, what is the beginning of that movie?
The beginning of the movie?
Yeah.
The opening of the movie?
Just the general beginning.
It's when he's going around doing stuff.
Okay.
when he's screwing up. Memorable. When he's screwing up being Spider-Man. And he's like accidentally steals that guy's bike.
Okay. But that's not specific to the story. It doesn't move the plot forward at all.
He thinks the guy's trying to break into a car, but it's just his car that he lost his keys for.
None of it moves the plot forward. And then the middle is just him kind of trying to be cool with the girl he likes, and also while simultaneously kind of trying to be a superhero. And
no, the Washington Monument scene was cool.
That was cool, but those are moments. Those aren't story.
And the ferry.
They don't move. In fact, none of that moved the story forward at all. Every single moment that was cool was just a little aside, except for the final fight. Like the ferry, I mean, very, very barely had anything to do with it.
And him running through the suburbs is cool too.
Yeah.
That's fun.
So that's all I'm saying. I'm just saying I'm a little worried story-wise because I felt that those guys, they didn't write a story. They just wrote a bunch of fun little moments. And based on this trailer, Ant-Man and the Wasp, I'm worried that is kind of what it looks like. Because like you were saying, it didn't tell us anything about the movie.
Well, there's that crazy looking bad guy that I don't know who that is at all, with like the hood and the 8 eyes or whatever.
But what I'm saying is I'm worried that this will just be a bunch of fun moments because that's what the trailer was. But I realize it's a trailer.
I saw someone leave a comment
only show so much.
that had a good point, which is he was talking about when he shrinks the building down and then he pulls up the thing and it's a rollaway suitcase.
I showed you that.
What?
I showed you that comment.
No, it was a comment that I saw that was when you shrink down, you retain your mass.
Okay.
Then how would he be able to move that, even if it's small?
Do they retain their mass?
I mean, I think that they...
I guess that's what he was talking about. That's why he's like a bullet. He's so condensed. Maybe the whole building is made of a very lightweight substance.
But he did the same thing with the tank last time, where he was carrying the tank around on a keychain.
By the way, I thought you were going to say that the handle of the building was disguised as a vent.
Yeah, you don't
Which
know.
I did
you
show
don't
you
know
that.
my brain.
I did show you that, though.
But yeah, this one, obviously, the trailer for this one is not as detailed. It's just showing you a lot of cool stuff that's happening, which, by the way,
it's just fun.
The Wasp running on the knife was so cool.
Super cool.
And you know what? It really reminded me of that original test footage we got of
her mom, right?
Ant-Man at first.
And her mom at some point. They showed because the Wasp was her mom.
Oh, no. I mean the test footage from when Edgar Wright was still doing it.
Oh, the test. I thought you were saying the old footage they had.
No, when
Ant-Man.
he comes out of the elevator and he's jumping around and he runs across the gun.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And punches the guy in the face.
It's cool. All this cool shrinky stuff. They do a really good job with it.
But yeah, I mean,
they're really inventive with what they can shrink and what they can enlarge.
Yes.
Now they can also make him a giant man instead of just an Ant-Man.
Also, I kind of wish that, and I mean, it was part of the story and whatever and conflict and stuff in the first one, but I kind of wish that Paul Rudd didn't have a family in this. I kind of just wish that it was him and the Wasp just doing their thing, and because you can tell in the trailer that they just straight away take him from his family, and he has to be away from his family, and so they're out of the picture for the rest of the movie. Yeah, but
that's what happens with Hawkeye all the time.
But Hawkeye's had a secret family. You didn't even know he had a family.
So he still had a family, and he always just kind of leaves them for long periods of time.
Hawkeye had a secret family. Robert Downey Jr.'s girlfriend is constantly getting him into problems.
Look, you're allowed to have a family.
Captain America doesn't have a family. Bruce Banner doesn't have a family. Scarlett Johansson doesn't have a family.
And they're all miserable.
No, what?
They're sad.
They're fun-loving.
They're sad.
They're always making jokes.
They're sad.
And eating shawarma.
I almost said Hammer. Captain America Hammer. Wants to be with that girl and wants a girlfriend. Was looking. What's her name? Black Widow. I'm having bad words today.
Oh, boy.
Black Widow wants to be with the Hulk, but the Hulk's like, no, it won't work out.
No, I'm a terrible monster.
They're all sad, is all I'm saying.
Thor broke up with Natalie Portman because she sucks.
Yeah, but that's her fault. That's on you, Natalie Portman.
I'm just saying.
You think you're too good for superhero movies and too good for, Star Wars movies. So instead, you just go in and you do your worst.
Hey, some people don't get to have families.
Well,
I think superhero is one of those professions.
I guess, but I disagree.
But it would be because it would be more interesting to me if he didn't have a family, because then he's got to worry about that all the time and constantly being concerned about, what if they're not safe, and
Spider-Man has a family.
I want to be with them instead of doing all the superhero stuff that I should be doing.
This isn't his life. This is a thing that he sometimes does.
You are far more responsible. You are far more obligated to be a superhero than to spend time with your wife and kids.
No.
Ooh.
Well, here's the thing also. He was a criminal, and I felt like that was kind of part of it, is he couldn't hold down a job because he had been arrested before, so he wanted to do another, one last job. It was always one less job to try and provide for his daughter or whatever. Yeah,
and so there's that whole thing.
I like it.
Meh.
I like that he's a criminal. It's weird. His whole backstory is so weird and interesting.
I'm fine with him being a criminal.
Look,
genius criminal.
We've been talking a while.
Have we?
And I think we should go on to the next segment.
I guess. Where? When? How? Are you gonna see this movie? Where? When? How are you gonna see it? Ant-Man and the Wasp.
All right. As if they hadn't just heard that.
Well, I am going to see Ant-Man and the Wasp in the movie theater. Preferably opening week. I like to see things opening week. Don't like to see them opening night. Not really anymore these days. Because
those darn kids and those darn 30-year-olds ruining the movie.
Those darn 30-year-olds?
Yep. It's not just the kids, man. In fact, I would rather have the kids being like, whoa, or like, I'm scared, mommy. I'd rather have
that. Why would you want that?
Kids,
why throw that one in there?
Kids get scared of these scary movies. I'm just saying I would rather have kids reacting to the movie than a grown man or woman who knows better.
Oh.
That's all I'm saying. Okay. Once again, I go off on that tangent, but I want to see it too.
Gonna see it in the theater.
And I'm gonna see it for my birthday.
For your birthday?
Yeah.
Nice. Don't have to buy a gift.
It doesn't have to be on my birthday, but it's right around my birthday, so birthday time.
Maybe we'll rent out a theater.
No. We've looked into that, remember? It wasn't worth the money.
Well, maybe it will be.
If everybody wants to chip in, I guess.
Chip.
Yeah, this is going to be a movie that you want to see in theater. It's, Ant-Man, so he gets really small.
What?
So you don't want to see it on a little TV.
On a little TV, you can't see anything.
Like, where'd he go?
It's like it was like watching hockey before HD.
Exactly. That's my point. But no, I think it'll be fun. I don't think that this is going to be like the best Marvel movie ever, but I think it's going to be super fun, just like the last one.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be the best Marvel movie, or well,
even top 10.
But yeah, I don't think I doubt I'm going to end up putting it in my top 10 because I didn't put Ant-Man in my top 10.
It's outrageous.
Or did I?
It's outrageous how many great movies there are. Yeah, there's no way Ant-Man made it in your top 10. It's outrageous.
How many Marvel movies are there?
So many.
13?
I don't know. 13, 14. If there's 13, there's about to be 16 soon, so.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I'm just saying, it's not going to make top 10 for me probably, but I think it's definitely worth a watch, and I don't think a lot of people saw Ant-Man. Or at least not as many as saw, like,
it got good ratings.
Captain America or whatever. Yeah, but, like, I have friends who haven't seen it.
I remember that I thought that
I'm looking
Ant-Man
at you, Carrie.
Was going to be the first bad one.
Really? I thought you were excited about it.
No.
Maybe you got excited about it after you saw some trailers and stuff.
I was excited that Edgar Wright was doing it.
Yeah, that's right.
And then he got taken off of it, and I was just like, oh, now it's just going to be a mess.
Forget it.
Because I was worried that, because that happens sometimes
when there's some drama between who's directing.
And that was one of their first kind of like interferences in a Marvel movie. But what's the funny thing is, though, that they kind of have gone into that. Like they've gone all into letting directors do whatever they want now.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Like with Taika Waititi and Thor Ragnarok.
It's been great.
And James Gunn with Guardians.
Love them both.
Edgar Wright was just a little too early to the party.
Know him well.
Okay.
Sorry, inside joke. But I really love those movies. I love all of them. And even my least favorite Marvel movie since the inception of this Marvel Cinematic Universe, which was Iron Man 1. Iron Man 1 was the first movie of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
And you just said it was your least favorite.
No. I said even my least favorite of the ones in this universe is what I meant, is still really good.
Which one is that?
Thor, the first one.
Yeah.
I think so. I'm pretty certain. I mean...
Technically, the Incredible Hulk is in it.
Yeah, but that's bullcrap because they didn't know they were going to do that when they made the Incredible Hulk. It was because of Iron Man that they were like, we're going to do this, man. We can do this.
No. Iron Man was after.
Listen, Iron Man is the first. The Hulk doesn't exist, and I shun it.
Wait, is that right?
I shun it.
Incredible Hulk?
I don't know because he's a different man playing the Hulk, so I don't think so.
So what about Rhodey then in Iron Man?
What about him?
He's a different man playing him in the second one.
Okay, that was a little sketchy situation, okay? Somebody backed out. It's not supposed to be. It's the thing. It's supposed to be the same thing. This guy's clearly not supposed to be the same guy that was in the Hulk movie. Because his whole thing was like...
Wait, no, he's supposed to be he's supposed to be Bruce Banner.
But this Bruce Banner is totally different than that Bruce Banner. That Bruce Banner was the very stereotypical Hulk. You won't like me when I'm angry. And this Bruce Banner's like, I'm always angry.
Well, I like to think that he went a little insane.
He's way different, is all I'm saying.
Because he's always kind of like looking around like a bird, with like the jutty head thing.
Sun's getting real low.
Sun's getting real low.
Okay. We clearly, if you don't know us that well yet, now you do. We love Marvel movies and we could talk about them forever, right? Am I right?
I don't know about forever.
I mean, I could probably go a whole week straight where every conversation's about Marvel.
No.
Oh, yeah. But I don't want to. I would really want to talk about other stuff also.
Okay.
But okay, so this one, not going to be top 10, but let's go into what we think the scores are going to be as far as Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Let's do it.
Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes percentages. Rotten Tomatoes percentages.
Why are you doing your own little intros when we have intros set?
Well, I feel like there's more to be said.
All right. Rotten Tomatoes. Let me get started. Who can trust it anymore? What's going on? I don't trust it. There must be bots just getting in there and just saying bad things about The Last Jedi, so I don't trust the audience score anymore. However, I do trust the critics score because the critics, they aggregate all of the different scores from different sites. So the critics don't have to go in to Rotten Tomatoes to, say they like it. Whereas the humans, the regular humans like us, we have to go into Rotten Tomatoes, click on the stars, and bots can easily get up in there and pretend that The Last Jedi isn't awesome.
Right. What about this movie?
So what I think the critics will give it is a 78%. I think it won't be as good as the first one, but I think that there will be a lot of really cool things about it. And I think that the Wasp will be so much cooler in this one because I liked her character, and I think that woman is really good for this role.
Evangeline Lilly?
She was in Lost, and she's really badass. So, yeah.
Lost.
You didn't watch Lost, but she's really badass.
Oh, okay.
So, but as far as the audience, as I've said, in my dismay, I don't trust them anymore, but I would say they'll give it an 86%.
Okay.
If they are being honest.
We are pretty close.
Ooh, okay. What do you got?
I'm going to say that it gets an 80 from critics and an 85 from audience. I think that your critic score might be more likely because I think that after Black Panther and after Infinity War, that this is going to seem like
silly.
No stakes at all whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, and that's, I think, part of the problem with the Spider-Man Homecoming movie is that the stakes are so low compared to all these other movies we've seen.
But the Vulture almost stole all of that stuff from the self-flying jet.
Yeah.
There wasn't even any people on that.
This guy almost stole some weapons. This low-life gangster. And also...
Gangsta.
Now you don't get to go on your date with your girl. Like, aw, shucks.
Well, he'll find a new girl in the form of Mary Jane. Awesome
yeah,
Mary Jane.
She is cool.
Might be one of the best things about the Spider-Man reboot of this most recent Spider-Man reboot is that new Mary Jane is awesome and not terrible. Like
and also
every
his
other
new
one.
friend. His new friend's cool.
Yeah, that
We're
guy's
kind of
cool.
over the whole James Franco, pouty, Harry character.
Harry?
Isn't that his name?
Yeah, but get it like Harry.
Yeah.
He's pouty and hairy.
But yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think that because we're coming off of these potentially phenomenal movies, likely to be phenomenal, it's going to feel very kind of silly, I think. And I think that's what it was.
Maybe.
Spider-Man was silly. It was like an old school superhero movie, but now the superhero movies are these big, interconnected, important things.
You know what might happen? You know what this might be?
What?
I'm going to spit this out, and then we'll wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Okay? I think that maybe what this Ant-Man and the Wasp movie is Avengers Infinity War happens.
Yeah.
Everyone is gone, except for Ant-Man and the Wasp. And they are left to defend all of the stuff.
Everyone is gone.
Crime.
Like, we don't know where they are. Some of them are dead.
Right. Both.
Some of them have gone into hiding.
Maybe they've been
Some
teleported to another
into space.
dimension, into space, into other galaxies. Maybe they're in a different time. Maybe they are, on
Ireland?
In Ireland, perhaps.
Is that where Thor was going? Or no? Switzerland. Where was Thor going at the end of this one?
Sweden? Norway.
There we go.
Norse.
Maybe they're in Norway.
Norse. But yeah, I think that might be something that's happening.
Well,
so maybe chaotic.
All
Paul
of a
Rudd
sudden, these
Hank Pym
low life.
It's
not low life. Lower level.
But everyone in the world and New York City mainly.
Everyone in the whole world of New York City.
Everyone in the world of New York City has seen the Avengers on the news or whatever be wiped off the planet in one way or another. And so afterwards, there's just like a huge crime spree, and Ant-Man and the Wasp have to clean it all up.
And the reason that Ant-Man didn't get wiped off the face of the earth in some way is because he was too tiny. They didn't see him. They never saw him. He was just really quiet.
Wow.
And he just hid in
Ant-Man the coward.
In a little like next to a shard of grass. Is that a thing?
Shard of grass?
I don't know. I told you I can't words tonight. But okay, real fast. There was a little line in the trailer that actually was a clue to the actual story. She said, or he asked if she would have come with him. Like, if I would have told you that Captain America needed us, would you have come with me? And she said, I don't know. But if I would have, you wouldn't have got caught.
So maybe she got him out of there. Maybe he is at the Infinity War and stuff is going down and she gets him out of there.
But she says you wouldn't have got caught.
Yeah, because
you're saying he gets caught.
He got arrested, remember?
Yeah, how?
He was put in jail by Tony Stark.
Oh, okay. That's what I was like. I think he gets in trouble. But you're right. That's right. So she's just saying.
So maybe she's saying you didn't get caught this time.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe he's implying like, hey,
I think that might be right.
It was pretty great when you showed up this last time. Would you have done it if I had asked you before?
Because that would be kind of like a fun round 'em up type thing that would be interesting.
I think that she is going to be in the Infinity Wars. I think.
So there you go.
I feel like I either saw that or heard that, or maybe it was just rumored. So there you go. I clearly know a lot.
Well, we'll leave you with that cliffhanger.
Yes. Thank you, as always, for being our loyal listeners. Thank you for telling your friends about us. Thank you for visiting our website, mttpodcast.com. And we would love it if you could take some time to go over to iTunes and rate and review us. It means a lot. It helps other people to find us. So do that. Then like us on Facebook, Movie Trailer Trash Podcast, and follow us on Twitter at MTT Podcast and interact with us.
And go to Entertainment Buffet's YouTube channel, subscribe to that, and follow them on Twitter at Entertain Buffet.
And we will miss you guys over the next couple weeks. I'm sure you'll miss us. So, I bid you adieu.
Adieu.
Lagorn.
Lagorn.
That's goodbye.
Oh.
I'm still working on that one.
Foghorn Lagorn.
Lagorn. I'm working on it.
You're saying it. You're doing a impersonation of the Google voice.
Yep, that's the only way I know.
Bye, everybody.